Hi, I'm Mike from thesubstream.com, and this is an episode of Watch This Instead for the week of February 27th, 2009. We make these things every week where we go and re-review a new release and then tell you about a hidden gem, a forgotten classic, an underappreciated masterwork that you should watch instead, that scratches the same itch, but does it in a better way. And sometimes when the movie is bad, or not very good, to be polite, in a complicated way, like Synecdoche, New York, which I talked about a couple of months ago. I like to take an hour or two to really think about my film theory training so I can explain in a logical, coherent way what's wrong with the film. But then sometimes you see a film like Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun Li, and you get to relax. It lets you off the hook, and you can just get to say stuff like it's garbage, because it is. Kristen Kroik and Michael Clark Duncan and this guy, Neil McDonough, I think that's his name, and Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. These are the people that they cast to be their Street Fighters in their Street Fighter movie. They cast a bunch of people that look nice, that don't know how to fight, and they're shooting in Southeast Asia, which, last time I checked, Ryo, what do they have a lot of in Southeast Asia?
Rice dishes?
And rice dishes, yes, and martial artists. And that's the problem with this film, is it's just redolent of not giving a shit. This is how much they don't care about this movie, aside from the sets that aren't dressed, aside from the terrible soundtrack, aside from the lenses that have goo smeared on them, apparently. There's a character named M. Bison. He's this big, tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude with an Irish accent who keeps talking through the whole movie about how he grew up as a child in the slums of Bangkok. He grew up in the slums of Bangkok because his parents were Irish missionaries that died when he was a child. Oh, okay, it makes sense. Then he got sent to an orphanage, cut to the orphanage. So M. Bison got sick. And then they threw him out of the orphanage to survive on his own or die in the streets. And while they're talking about this, they're showing you a shot of a little Caucasian baby, like a 9-month-old baby that's like, so what they're telling you, not even the subtext, the text of the film is that M. Bison was a baby that got thrown out of a window from an orphanage that survived by crawling around on its baby legs in the streets of the slums of Bangkok. And somehow he ended up with an Irish accent because his parents were Irish that died when he was 6 months old. Okay, you have a dumb concept for a movie. You have a property that you know is going to bring in a certain amount of video game fans. Commit to it. Have some integrity. I'm sure that there's this feeling that anybody that's not a fan of the Street Fighter video games isn't going to see this movie anyways. And then anybody that is a fan of the Street Fighter video games isn't going to care if they end up paying for some piece of shit. It's insulting. And you can sense the invisible hand reaching through the screen, ripping money out of your wallet as you watch this movie. So what should you watch instead of Street Fighter Legend of Chun Li? Go to your video store and get Speed, directed by Jan de Bont, which was coincidentally shot by a guy named Andrzej Bartkowiak, who's the guy that would then go on to direct Street Fighter The Legend of Chun Li. Speed is a movie that's got a concept that is as dumb as it can possibly be. A retired ex-guy with a grudge, police bomber guy, sets up another police bomber guy by putting a bomb on a bus and then making it so that the bus has to drive around Los Angeles as fast as possible. Is that any dumber than people flying from around the world to fight each other in the street? It's not any dumber. But the people that made Speed said, you know what, we got a dumb concept. Who cares? We're artists. We're gonna make something that's entertaining and exciting and thrilling. It doesn't matter that the concept is dumb. All that matters is that you're passionate about it and that you care about what you're doing and you're not insulting your audience, which is all that the people that made Street Fighter Legend of Chun Li did for an hour and 45 minutes. So go watch Speed instead.